In today's video, I have a really fun, exciting one. This is all about the new Cultivate What Matters Powersheets, and I haven't opened this yet. Well, I've peeked inside to make sure it was the right one, but I haven't actually opened them yet. I'm really excited to open them with you and decide if I'm going to use them and what I think about them. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. So we're going to open this in just a minute, but let's talk about some of these other things. So you may have watched my, I think I did a video where I talked about this. This is the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner, and I used this for quarter 3 to just kind of plan out my goals for quarter 3. I did not actually use this to plan in. Like you can see, I didn't plan in it at all. I didn't even use the tending list. I really just used it for the prep work. So what happened was Cultivate What Matters reached out to me, asked me if I would like to become an affiliate and if I'd like one of these to try out. And I said yes, because I needed to get a little more structure around my goals. And I thought this was a really good intro into the types of stuff you would do in prep work for your Powersheets. I had tried Powersheets a long time ago. My account says I purchased them in 2017, and I know I didn't use them. I remember being overwhelmed with them and didn't ever follow through with all of that. And so this was a really nice reintroduction to it, and I was able to just kind of follow the prompts and figure out what goals I wanted to follow and shoot for. But I didn't actually use it for planning my goals. I just used it for coming up with my goals. And then I used the monthlies to kind of just write out some things, but I didn't actually plan in this. It's a daily planner. But I didn't need that, so I didn't end up using it. But like I said, it was gifted to me by Cultivate What Matters, and I did like the structure that was involved in this. And then the way I worked on my goals after here is I just put them in my other planner and just kind of planned them out that way. So this was a really great intro to kind of using a more structured system for my goal setting stuff. They also sent me, in that order, they also sent me this clip folio, which I haven't been using until this past week, and oh my goodness, I love it. I love having a spot to just write on regular note paper. It's a notepad, and then I can refill this when I run out one day. You know when you have a really nice notebook that's bound, either it's soft bound or even saddle stitched, or it's ring, this coil bound. You kind of want it to be special. You don't want to waste it. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just because it's a piece of notebook paper. It's just so easy to just use and just write the things. It's great for this is a brain dump. Great for that. And then I can take notes on things. I was recently watching the Get Organized HQ Summit, and I took notes on some of the sessions I watched. I had pulled this out and I had it on the front here, but I took it off for the video. But I love that I can just have my little sheet of paper here. Actually, I usually just sit and write on here because I like a cushion. I like to write on more than one sheet of paper. I feel like my handwriting's better that way. I don't know, maybe that's weird. But this is nice too, because in my car, whenever I go to my son's tennis practice and I'm waiting for him, I like to have somewhere to write, just write. And this is nice and compact. I also like it for a lot of times I will take a notebook to the couch and just kind of watch TV when I'm relaxing, and then kind of do my brain dump there. And so it's just nice to have a hard surface to write on. And then I clip my pen in like this, and I can just take this to the car or to the couch, and I don't, it's great. And then you have a spot in here to put stuff. Anyway, I love this thing, and it's even got a hangy thing, which I don't use, but I really, really like this. And anyway, this was also gifted to me by Cultivate What Matters, but I would purchase this in a heartbeat. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I didn't show it to you before. And let's talk about these. This is another thing. This I purchased. This was not gifted to me. I purchased this. I saw it on their Instagram and I was like, oh yeah, I need that because I'm terrible at habits. And it's a habit workbook and it's saddle stitched. It's got that really nice like soft touch cover, but it's like durable. So anyway, I purchased this, and whenever I got it, I think it was when I was like packing up my office to move. And when I say move, I don't mean move like away or to a different building. I mean move from my downstairs to my upstairs. Anyway, I kind of like packed it up and forgot about it. And then I lost it. When I remembered it after I had unpacked my office, I had no idea where I had unpacked it to. Anyway, I found it recently and I want to start working in it. And it's all about habits, why they're important, what they are, how to create them, how to like take habits from your goals and implement them into your day. There's so much in here. And I am so excited to dig into this finally. And I just wanted to show it to you because if you do decide to order the Powersheets, you might want to grab this as well as like a little supplement. If you're like me and you're like, what the heck? I don't know what habits are. I mean, I know what habits are, but I don't ever know like how to pull habits out of my goals. And the habits are what make the goals. Like I started reading this and it's like, the habits are what you do every day to make progress toward the goals. So if you're kind of struggling in that area of like, you know what you want your goals to be, but you're having a hard time like implementing them into your day or finding time to work on them, maybe this will help you. And I'm really excited to kind of get going on that. And then this is really cool. This is the quick start guide. I grabbed this because I really like having like a reusable system. So with something like the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner, like it's worksheets and you're writing all over it. So this isn't something that you're going to keep using over and over again. This is like all about the different goal categories and how to break them down and ideas for what kinds of things you can make goals. Like, so the Cultivate What Matters system, they have Bloom goals, which if you're familiar with SMART goals, it's kind of like their version of SMART goals. Actually, it literally says that right here. It's our version of SMART goals. So you've got the Bloom like breakdown and what it means, and then there's like the big dream goals. There's your monthly finish line goals, which are like the action items, like you know when that is done and you can check it off. And then there's like habits. And so for each of your categories of goals, it's got ideas for like your dreams and your finish line goals, action ideas that correspond to those goals, like the things that you can do each month as like a task you can check off. And then there's like habit ideas, weekly action items. There's even a section about books, like so that you can, help yourself understand specific things to that category. You can kind of learn about that a little more. And then there's just so many ideas in here. I love it. It's not like an exhaustive list, and like these are not things you have to do to achieve a goal in that category. It's just ideas. It's meant to inspire you, and it can kind of like give you an idea about how you can incorporate that into your life. And I just think it's great. And I'm really like, I've kind of been flipping through this a little bit, and it's really helping me figure out goals. Like it's helping me realize certain things are dream goals, that are big goals that are going to take more than a year to finish. And it's helping me understand that more, so I don't feel so discouraged when I don't check it off, because it's not something that is going to get checked off right away, right? And I think just seeing these in example format like this, it's helping me to understand that the things that I have just like given the overall title of goal, that there are different types of goals, and when you think of them in what kind of goals they are, then there are different ways you go about implementing them and different ways you might break them down. And so this is really helping me to like identify those things just by seeing examples. And so it goes through all of them. And one thing I do want to point out, there was something I saw, I think it was in family, let's look. And it was something I like almost skipped over because it didn't apply to me, because it's about pregnancy. And I am never going to be pregnant again. So I was just kind of like, I don't need to look at that. But I saw something out of the corner of my eye about it. And I was like, you know what? That applies to everybody. That doesn't apply to just pregnancy. Let's see. Yeah, right here. So it's a bonus section on goals for pregnancy, which is great if you're planning a family. Like, these are really great. This has been, my son is 13 now, but like I would have loved, I think, having like a list like this to kind of like spur my planning, my little planning heart. But this says here, if you're wondering what should go on your tending list versus your to-do list, especially in seasons when you feel like there are a million tiny to-dos, we suggest first defining finish line goals and including them as monthly goals on your tending list, then break them down further, blah, blah, blah. So that doesn't apply to only pregnancy. So I just wanted to note that in case you get this and you're like, oh, I don't need this section about pregnancy. Read this little thing up here and make sure you're reading that on all of them. If there's little like sections that you think don't apply to you, it might actually apply to you. So anyway, there's the quick start guide. I am happy with this, even if I don't end up liking the Powersheets. Like, I feel like if the Powersheets end up being way too involved for me again and I just get overwhelmed with them, I still think that this book is going to be super helpful. All right, so what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna open up the Powersheets. We're gonna talk about all the basics about the Powersheets, and then I want to kind of compare them to this Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner, because you can still get this, and maybe if the Powersheets seem too much for you, this little quarterly undated planner might be your starting point versus like going all in on the yearly Powersheets. So at the end of the video, we'll kind of go over that. All right, so let's open this. They come in a box, and it's got this little thing here. Now, the version I got is this color, so I don't know if the band is going to match the cover you choose, but for me it matches the cover. So we've got that, and then it's just in this nice like ivory kind of colored box, and it's a nice sturdy box that you'll be able to use for things. It comes wrapped really nice in like this nice tissue paper with a sticker. And so there's the box. Let's move that out, and it's wrapped all the way around in tissue paper. So as you can see, I have not opened this yet. I did open it to see if this was the cover I asked for, and it is. So let's open this. And I don't know why I try to like be gentle with this kind of stuff. I'm never gonna use this, but it's just, I don't know. Okay, we ripped it. Who cares? It's Christmas. Just rip it open. Okay, so we've got the Powersheets, and this is like a linen cover. I'm sorry about the rattling. I'm gonna get rid of this. Sorry for how loud that probably was. I didn't even think about that whenever I was opening it. Okay, so mine is kind of like damaged a little bit, but I don't really care. So you can see on the box here, it probably just, I don't know. It's kind of like bent up. It's beat up. So we've got like a thing here in the box that you can kind of see it being dented, and then it got dented on the actual Powersheets, which is kind of disappointing. I personally don't really care. It doesn't look like the inside is messed up. Anyway, I'm sure if you email them and let them know, they will try to help you make it right. But what we're gonna do is just ignore that because I don't care. And we've got this cover, which why do I not know what cover I ordered? Like, it would be helpful if you know what cover, so I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I got interrupted there, but let's talk about this. So this is the 2024 Powersheets. The color or the cover is perennial. It's a solid. I think they have a floral as well, but this is perennial, and I chose it because I love blue. I just love blue. And you can see here, this was hydrangea. And so if you are familiar with this one, you can see the difference in the colors there. This is more like a robin's egg blue, which I love. I love any kind of like blue or aqua. Blue is just my color. It's my jam. I don't know if this was like this. So my cover is not already kind of being weird. I'm gonna have to email about this. I didn't want to email about this, but this shouldn't come off like this. I barely even opened it. I'm assuming it just needs to be kind of like mushed a little bit, but I don't want to mess it up. So I don't know. We'll just keep it this way for now so it doesn't fall apart. But it does have, it says Cultivate What Matters back here in gold. And then here it says Cultivate What Matters 2024 Powersheets Goal Planner. And we've got the metal corners here up at the top. And let's open it. So I'm gonna take these out. These are just like to protect it. And now we've got a pocket on the front, and we've got this beautiful foiled page that says Powersheets 2024 Intentional Goal Planner. This cultivated year belongs to, and then a space for your name. This is so pretty. I really love this. I love floral. I just love floral. Okay, and then we've got the pocket here. What's in the pocket? We've got this beautiful little card that's foiled with this nice floral motif, and it says my word of the year, #Powersheets. So this is like the whole word of the year concept, which I don't really follow, but I did do like the word of the season, which was sustainable. And so I'm gonna try the word of the year, because if I do the Powersheets, I might as well go all in and do all of it. So there's that. We've got the 2024 season by season. This is really cute. It's a little at a glance. It's got all the monthly like days, like holidays and important days. And then we've got the 2024 at a glance. This is like a yearly calendar. That's really cute, and it's small. And so like you could put this in other books too if you didn't have it in here. But let's put that back. And then we've got a single sheet of stickers. Bloom where you're planted is one of my favorite quotes, so I'm glad that's on here. And then we've got change is possible, cultivate what matters. It's okay to grow slow. Little steps add up. These all say grateful. We've got 9 gold foil hearts, some really pretty florals, bunch of flags. These are individual. There's 2 dots in each one of these colors here. We've got some little sprouts, and then we've got some gold little pointer flag things that say celebrate, this matters, remember, and my priority. So those are nice, and it looks like they're on white, a white background. All right, and then, so we'll put those back there, and let's just flip through and see. You can see it's got colorful tabs, which I love, and it's got gold. These are laminated, so we'll get to those in a second. Let's look at the front matter. So the front page, and then you turn here, you've got your mission, the mission statement, and then your start page, and it's just kind of like a little welcome and like little process here. So I think this is what the Powersheets are known for. This is like all of your prep work, and there are 47 pages of prep work at the beginning here. This is what I really liked about the other one, the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner. I loved all that prep work for the season. And so this is meant to be prep work for the whole year, for deciding your annual goals. There's so many things that you can fill in here. One of the things that looks like it changed is they have changed the goal categories. So Do we want to compare that now? I'm going to go ahead and compare that now, because even though these are not power sheets, we do have the categories in here. So previously, the goal categories were community, family, finances, health and wellness, home and spaces, spiritual and personal growth, and work and learning. So it looks like they took out fun and recreation and then just left it blank. And down here it says, we've left one category blank for you. Fill in an area of your unique life you'd like to focus on in the year ahead. So you could, if you liked fun and recreation, you could put that there. Or they've given you some ideas, reading, screen time, fun, marriage, neighbors, homeschool, travel, self-care. So you can kind of pick what you want there. And that's really nice, because sometimes there are categories that you kind of feel like don't really apply. And for me, fun and recreation usually overlaps with family, because we like to, that's just one of the things I like to do for fun, is spend time with my family. So it's nice that they have that. And these are your evaluate where you are now pages. And this is some mindset work, coming up with, what matters. You've got some really nice quote pages. This is really pretty. It says, dreams become decisions when you cultivate them. It's a structured way to help you envision the life you want to have. We're brainstorming here. Brainstorming your goals, and it talks about the big dreams, finish lines, and habits, which kind of goes into detail in this book. So I think having this book handy while I'm filling out the power sheets is going to be nice, just to have something to refer to. And then here you're going to write out your yearly goals, and you've got this really light flag, which looks like these stickers might fit in there. Do I want to take one off? It looks like they're made to fit in there. And it says right here, if you're using the color coding system in the goal setting sticker book, place your color flags in the outline. So maybe that is what that is. There's a sticker book you can purchase that has all of the colors in it. I'm sure you can use them throughout the goals, the power sheets here. So I didn't purchase that just because I have enough stickers as it is. And I just wanted to just start simply so that I didn't overwhelm myself, just because I knew the last time I tried them I got super overwhelmed. So here is that breakdown, the Bloom goals like they mentioned in the quick start guide, which is here. So they explain that here, and then you've got the example of goals like you have here. So you have it here if you didn't want to pick this up. The information is here, but I do like that for someone like me who might get overwhelmed with this and might abandon this, if I have this for the next time, I could just reference this and do it in my own notebook. So that's always an option. And let's keep going. We've got the goal action plan, which is very familiar to the thing that, one of the things I liked in the Fresh Start book, which we'll do like a side-by-side at the end. And then we're breaking down the goals per season. Like this goal, here's how you break it down per season. And then you've got, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So it looks like you've got one for each area. So there's 8 areas. And then we had the space to put the 8 goals we chose. And of course you don't have to choose 8, you don't have to do any of it. You could choose 1, or you could choose more than 1 goal from an area, or you can do 1 per area. It's always up to you. But they gave you 8 spots here that would correspond with the 8 that you could write here. All right, so we've got those. And then this is pacing yourself. And that's like a good overview on how to spread it all out so you're not like front loading and getting burnt out. And this is making it easy to remember, and that is associated with that word of the year card that I put away. But you know, you have a spot here to write it, and then you can put it here so that maybe you can put it up on your vision board or whatever. And just some information on how to do that. And then it says to put it all over the place, like put it on a sticky note in your car, tape it to your refrigerator, make it your computer, desktop, or phone lock screen. That way it's always reminding you. And then you've got some dot grid and a visualize what's ahead. So you can kind of use this to make a vision board or just draw something or write a bunch of stuff, however you want to use it. And then this is what I need. So this is where I tend to struggle with goals, is how to implement them and not just go, okay, I want to do that, and then magically expect them to get done. So like, this is how to put that into your planner and how to implement that into your month and your week and your days so that it gets done. And this is just an overview on how to do that. So your monthly pages and the rest of your planner will guide you, and here's what to expect. So it's just like an overview on what these monthly pages are going to have, and then how to make a tending list. And what's all this? These are just like the tips on how to do the things, create routines and habits. And here's just like a little routine spot to add your routines, so you kind of have a cheat sheet. And then we've got some really nice, another nice quote page, and then the tab. And this is a thicker, stronger material than this. Sorry, my fan is on, so some of the pages want to fly up a little bit. But this is a tabbed page. The tab is laminated. The page is not, but it's thicker and it's got like a slick feel to it. And this is really a great spot for sticky notes or taping something in. I imagine if you wanted to write on this, you would need to use something like a Sharpie, just because it's not paper. Definitely not a gel pen. You could probably do it with a ballpoint pen maybe, but I would probably just like washi tape something onto this page, or just use it for sticky notes or something. So on the first part of January, so now we're in the month, and what's probably going to happen is they're all going to be the same pages, but we'll flip through them, but we'll go over January in detail here. So January, monthly reset, important to-dos, goals to make progress on my calendar, on my mind, and you can just write whatever in there. And then you've got your cultivated life evaluation check-in. Assign each area of your life a number between 1 to 10 for the past month. This will help you celebrate progress and notice areas for extra nourishment. That is going to correspond with this. So this is where you are now, and this is like before you start. So you're going to decide like what you're going to grade yourself, I guess, on that area. And then each month you will have a chance to reflect and see how that changed. And that's where you would do it. That's a part of me that I have always just kind of, no matter what goal setting system I tried, I usually ignore that. It doesn't mean anything to me. I just don't get anything from grading myself. I think it's a number thing. I think if it was just like words like needs improvement, or, you know, maintaining, or saw improvement or something, I think that means more to me than the number scale. That's just a me thing. That's not a criticism on the system or anything. I know that that's like, it's, for me, numbers just, I don't know, just don't work for me. So we've got a monthly calendar, and it's a Sunday start, and it is dated. And there's nothing on here because we have the little sheet that we saw at the beginning that's in the pocket that has your important dates on it for any holidays or whatever. If you wanted to write them in here, you have that there for reference. And we've got a little to-do list down the side. And then here is a weekly rhythm ideas for the season. And so this says, use these pages to brainstorm the habits and regular rhythms that will help you live out what matters this season. What will help you spend your time well? And so you've got Monday through Sunday, and it starts at 5 a.m. and goes to 10 p.m. and you have 2 lines per hour. And so you would just write down, what time you're waking up and how long you have until you do the next thing and stuff like that. So I do wake up at 5, so I like that. And I'm usually asleep by 10. And even though this goes, it would go technically to like 11. That's plenty of time for me. What's cool is that you've got it on both sides. So the times are on this side as well. A lot of hourly stuff doesn't have that, so that's nice. And then what do we have? For me, I would probably do wake up, AM routine, and then 7, I'm cooking breakfast, 8, I'm doing chores, 9 to noon, I'm working, noon I take a lunch break, 1 to 4, I'm working, 4, I start cooking dinner and getting ready for the evening. 5 p.m. is dinner time and homework time and everything, so that my kid can eat before tennis, and then he plays tennis, and then he plays tennis, I go for a walk, we come back home, I tidy and do any other little things that need to be done. 8 p.m. I'm starting my PM routine and all that kind of stuff, and I'm asleep between 9 and 10. So I would write that down. That's my weekly rhythm for this season because it's during the school year. And in the summertime, I would have a different weekly rhythm. So, and then you have a spot for each day, if your days are different. And then you've got notes here on the sides. And then this is break it down. So you've got a spot for 6 goals you might want to work on. And then there's 6 little subtasks for each goal. So these are your project parts, I guess. It says the smaller you can make your next step, the more likely you are to take it. That is huge for me because that's what I tend to just have this big goal, and I do break it down in sticky notes for a Kanban system, but even then I have noticed my sticky notes tend to be that's the project, not the task. I do need to break that down further. And so this is a good spot to do that. And then you have your tending list, and it's dated for January. And this is the bread and butter of getting your goals done. And this is kind of what I've been interested in learning how to use and learning how to implement into my planning. And so there were tending lists in here, but I was confused on how to use them. And so I'm hoping with this and the prep work and everything, I will have a clearer understanding of how I'm going to be using the tending list going forward. So you've got on page 45 in the front matter, the prep work, you've got your how to make a tending list. And I'm definitely going to need this. I'm going to bookmark this for sure. So this is the actual space that you can, implement all the things you've learned with your prep work, and it's perforated. So I'm assuming the point is that you tear it out and you bring it with you, throughout your month, put it in your planner, put it wherever it is that you're going to see it on a daily basis, because you've got a spot for daily habits to check off here. But you've got your monthly goals and a progress bar. You've got your weekly action items and rhythms and a progress bar for each week and a space for 5 weeks worth of that task. And then your daily. And what's nice is that this is dated. So it has Monday and then the date, and it matches. So Monday is the 1st. If we go onto our January calendar, Monday is the 1st. And this is dated for that specific month. I really like that because then you don't have to go back and count and see if you missed some, what day you missed or whatever. So that's nice. And then on the back of the tending list, you have your month in review, where you can recap the month, and you've got all your information here on your tending list to see how your month went. And then you go into February. So this is what February looks like. And the one thing I wanted to check, because it does say that this is a seasonal thing. The weekly rhythm ideas for the season. I'm thinking that that is not going to be in here. So we have the weekly ideas for the season. That's on the back of the calendar, and then you go into your break it down and tending list. So then in February, because you're still in that same season, you don't have that page. It just goes straight from the calendar to the breakdown. Then you've got your tending list. Then you go into March. Here's what March looks like. You've got your calendar, your breakdown, your tending list. And then at the end of March, because that's the end of that season or that quarter, you've got your refresh. So that's cool. So then this is the refresh where you're checking in on how that quarter went. You've got the thing where you can assess with the numbers again, and then just the questions that you ask yourself each quarter, and how you can change your routines or your goals. And you've got more spaces here for your color coding. You've got more planning pages, blanks, and dot grid. And then your weekly rhythm ideas for the season. So this was in January before, because that's when the planner started. But then in April, I'm imagining it's not going to be there. Yeah. Okay. So I think it will be at the end of each quarter, the rhythms. Yep. It's at the end of the quarter instead, but at the beginning, it's just at the beginning of January. So that makes sense. So we're going to look at April and May and June, July. Actually, let's look at the quarterly refresh and see if that's different, just for fun. Okay, so that's the same. The color is different. Okay, so this one's like pink and this one's yellow. And then you have this dot grid page at the end. So that's at the end of the season, right? Okay, so that's not at the end of every month. You've got the month in review, then you go into the next month. And then at the end of the quarter, you have your quarterly refresh, and then the last page of the quarterly refresh is this dot grid page that matches the tab color. And something I just noticed is on May, the little floral motif on this side actually goes into the tab, which none of the other ones so far have done that, so that's kind of like just a cute little peek right there. And then here's July. August is this pretty color. September. And then that's your quarterly refresh section. And let's see what color that is. That is that powdery blue. Okay. And then your dot grid page. This is October. November, and November peeks into the floral motif peeks onto the tab as well here. And then you've got December, and let's see what the end of the year is like. So here, instead of a quarterly refresh, you've got your month in review, you've got the dot grid page on this side, and then you've got your 2024 year in review. And so you go through your whole year and just kind of refresh on that. This is a spot for the highlight of the month, and then this is a spot for just your favorite memory from the whole year, and different little prompts here for that. And then at the end, just like a nice little note to celebrate your progress. And then I will need to close this nicely. One thing I didn't notice at the front was this really nice gold stripe here. Let's turn this back like this. Okay. And that is your 2024 annual Powersheets. And I don't know, I don't think that's as overwhelming as I thought, and I'm looking forward to, I think, little by little spending some time going through this. Now, there are 47 pages of prep work. And of course, some of that is actually like really getting into your goals. So depending on how many goals you pick, you're gonna need more time to really dial in on what you want for your goals. And so, I don't know, I would say for someone like me who needs to just kind of like take my time on this, I think I'm gonna start pretty soon. We're coming up to October. These are going to go on sale. Let me pull up all that information for you. So your Powersheets, your 2024 Powersheets are going to go on sale October 4th. You've got 5 cover options. So this is perennial, and like I said, it's like a robin's egg blue. I think it looks on the screen a little more of like a powdery blue. And like I said at the beginning, I wasn't sure if it was going to match this or not, but you can see here the little like sleeve from the package is slightly more powdery blue, and this is more perennial, is more like a robin's egg blue, in my opinion. So, but there's like a blush color, like an emerald green color, a magenta color, and a floral. So along with the Powersheets, you're also going to be able to get the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner or the 90-day Powersheets. So the 90-day Powersheets are available in like a bound book. They're not going to have the loop option here. The Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner comes like this or bound, so you can choose on those ones. So these ones are going to have your daily or your weekly planning, whereas their Powersheets do not have any kind of daily or weekly. It's just going to have like that monthly. Now, if you want to go through and see the difference here between the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner and the Powersheets, if this seems like a little too much for you, you just want to dip your toe in and see if you like this kind of a goal system. This is what we've got in here, and I'm going to link the video where I kind of talked about how I used this. I'll link it up here, but let's just kind of go through. You've got, this is for a season. It's an undated planner. It's got an undated monthly. I'm trying to get here. I added these tabs myself. These are like post-it tabs that I added myself. You've got an undated planner that is a Sunday start. I whited it out and added Monday through Sunday here. And then you've got your tending list and then like the upcoming stuff. So if we go here, it's similar to your reset. So this is kind of like a similar thing here. You don't have the check-in at the bottom, but you do have the tending list. So there's your month here. Now this is undated, this is dated. And then you've got your tending list. And in the daily planner, you've got like these blank pages, and then you've got your weekly refresh, because it's like, you know, daily pages. Every 7 days worth of pages, there's going to be another weekly refresh. And then at the end of the month, you've got your month in review, which you have here in your Powersheets. So this is just like a very scaled down version of your Powersheets. And then as far as the prep work goes in the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner, you kind of have just, again, a very pared down version of this. You've got like the brainstorming page, you've got just what you've learned about yourself in the past. It's all just very basic, like questions to ask yourself so that you can do the next step with that stuff in mind. So there's like the evaluation page here, you've got that here. And then there's some mindset work, and then you've got your big picture stuff. So the Powersheets has some extra stuff here in the Mad Lib. There's like the brainstorming. So in the Fresh Start book, you have 37, wait, this is actually you have 37 pages of prep work, and that includes all of your goal action plans. And we'll just kind of compare those pages as well. Here's a goal action plan. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't use all of the goal action plans in my quarterly planning, and but they're very similar. You've got what you want, the goal for the year in the yearly power sheets, but in the Fresh Start, it's going to be your seasonal goal. And why are you motivated to achieve it? Things you can do. This is the spot of the things that you can control about this goal, and a spot to check off what kind of resources you need. This is a spot to check off which area, like which goal category it is. And then some questions to ask yourself, and they are what a success looks like, what will happen if you don't make progress. So this is a little bit different. This one says what will happen if you don't make progress, and this one will say what could be a challenge, basically. And then how will you have fun with this goal? And then is this habits, finish lines, or big dream? Check one or more of those. And then this is a breakdown of what you will do to get that goal done. So this says just do it however you want. And this one says how to break it up for the season, because remember, this one is just for the season and this one is for the whole year. And this one has a progress bar and this one does not. So you can go to cultivatewhatmatters.com and grab a wildcard page that way. And you can just like tape it to that. And I know they have some little like snap-in accessories for that kind of thing. And so, yeah, that is the difference between the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner and the new Power Sheets. Now, as far as this versus the 90-day Power Sheets, so the prep work is the same in both this and the 90-day Power Sheets. And you would just be redoing that quarterly. If you decided to go that route where you just wanted to dip your toe in and see what it's like, you would get a new one every quarter and redo the prep work every quarter. This is really good for people that just, like I said, you're not sure if this is for you yet, or you just want to be done. Like you just want to finish off the quarter and be done with it and not have this like book that goes through the whole year. And then also if you want planning pages for weekly or daily, which is the Fresh Start Daily, that will have your planning pages included. The Power Sheets do not have your planning pages. Another difference is that the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner and the 90-day Power Sheets are undated, whereas the annual 2024 Power Sheets are dated. So that is another difference as well. Maybe if you're worried you might need to take a break if it's too overwhelming, or you just, if something comes up and you don't end up using them, it's undated and you can come back to it and kind of finish out the book anytime you want. So those are the differences there. This is the quick start guide again. I think this was available last year digitally, but there is not going to be a digital version this year. And so if you like it, this is how you're getting it. You're not going to be able to get a digital version, but I really like this as a keepsake. Like it's sturdy and durable. I'm not going to be writing in this. It's not like a workbook where you're going to write in it. It's more of a reference book. And that's what I like about it. So if it turns out that the Power Sheets aren't for me when I try them, I'm still going to be able to refer to this in the future, which I really like that. So, yeah, that is what I have for you about the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets launch. Like I said, they're going to be live on October the 4th. I have a coupon code for you, and I'm going to put it on the screen right here. I also have a link. I'll put that in the description for you. And we've got some time before launch day, so go and check out the site. You can use that link I put in the description. It is an affiliate link. But you can go check out and see what else you might want to load your cart with before launch, and see if there's anything available for like the coming soon section. You might be able to see some more images of these and see the different cover options and such for all of the different power sheets and goal planning options. And like I said, questions, let me know. We've got some time to kind of get it figured out before you have to click on purchase. And I'd love to help you if you have any questions. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer for you. So like I said, I'm super excited to like start diving into all of this and get that prep work started. Once you order in October and your power sheets start shipping, you will have plenty of time to start working through the prep work so it doesn't get overwhelming if that's an issue for you. And yeah, like I said, I'm just super excited to get into it and just start using these. And I think right now I'm gonna start with the habit book and just kind of like learn about habits so that I have a clearer understanding of it whenever I get going on my my prep work here. And so anyhow, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel a couple times a week. And if you liked this review, there's plenty of other reviews and goal setting discussion on my channel. So if you liked it, you'll probably like that stuff too. And I would love to see you in the next video. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.